What's up, everybody? Got a cool podcast for you today. This is a conversation between me and Joey. Joey is the host of the Boxx podcast, and we talk about the Chris Delia situation. It's a good podcast if you're watching this on video. The video cut out between him and I being on the screen, so you're just going to be seeing me talking, and my cousin's in it too. So it's a great podcast. Please follow Joey. All of his links are down below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it.
We'll get it going, dude. All right, man. Chris,
All right.
we're here, dude. Dude, it's so funny.
We're here.
It's so funny talking over the Zoom because I didn't know how I felt about the webcamming podcast because of all the lagging and stuff. So it just seemed a little
for sure.
interesting. This is the first Zoom podcast that I've been doing ever, and hopefully,
Same.
it's so much nicer when they're just here. But we'll see.
For sure. If I'm completely honest, I hate Zoom podcasts because they never seem to get the audio right. So I'm hoping we can do it.
Yeah, man. No, I think we'd be able to. But it's funny because like the internet is just like you're lagging right now, and it's just one of those things that's just gonna happen. But it's fine. And
For sure.
So anyways, guys, welcome to the Boxx podcast. Welcome to the. Go ahead and name your podcast.
You might be surprised.
You
podcast.
might be surprised, dude. This is dope, man. Dude, it's so funny because you're probably the first person that I met on Twitter who is willingly to just be down to do a podcast, and that's so dope. That's like one of the coolest things, especially because we're like across the fucking country, and that's insane.
Yeah.
And
where are you at, man?
I'm in California.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you know what is also shitty that I'll say really quick is it's pretty terrible the circumstances in which we met, but
It really is.
It is what it is, dude. And it's tough, dude. But before we get into that, so for everybody listening, and I'm just speaking for my listeners, and Chris's listeners too, we're gonna really dive into the Chris Delia controversy that's going on right now. But you guys were saying that you went to a comedy thing earlier. How was that going?
Dude, it was my first open mic, and I didn't perform, but like I was just going in there to see like what the vibe was.
Right.
And I went there, and it was nothing what I expected. I mean, I guess I should have expected like I wasn't expecting like crisp comedy,
Right.
but I also wasn't expecting there was this dude that went up and just had a book full of one-liners
No way.
and just went up and said four of them, and then he was like, all right, that's my time, and
No.
and got off.
Are you serious? What was it, like fucking 20 seconds? Holy shit.
It was maybe like 2 minutes.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
dude.
it was.
Hey, you know what,
And
man?
then there,
I've done 1 5-minute set, and that was the longest 5 minutes I've ever been through. It's
Oh, I'm sure.
crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Have you guys been on stage?
No, we're both really big fans. See, the only reason, or like he came up here because, funny enough, I got him introduced to Brendan Schaub about the Thick Boy Bike Club.
Oh yeah, Thick Boy
So
Bike
we
Club.
were up here gonna ride the trails, and his bike broke.
Oh
and
no way.
we're like, well, we might as well go see some comedy since we don't have anything else to do.
Yeah, fuck, dude. That's insane. I was telling you on the Twitter Messenger how I was trying to go get into the Thick Boy Bike Club, but then I saw how expensive the goddamn mountain bikes were, and I was like, dude, it's gonna have to wait a little bit. It's so funny. It's expensive, dude. It's crazy. I didn't realize how expensive a hobby that was. And
Yeah, it's intense, and also his merch is stupid expensive, but
Oh,
I'd
I
be
bet.
lying if I didn't drop $100 on it.
Did you actually? Would you get like 2 things?
Yeah, I got a
Oh,
sweatshirt
man.
the sweatshirt and the shirt.
No way. Yeah, I was thinking about copping some shit too, but I figured Brendan Shaw is probably going to be fucking super expensive. But it also is probably pretty quality, I would imagine.
Yeah, it was. I had to return my sweatshirt because it was a large and it was too
Oh,
small and shit.
shit.
So
That's the worst. Um,
yeah,
hell yeah, dude. No, you know what? When you mentioned doing this podcast, I gotta tell you, man, dude, I was stoked, really for the reason that I don't really have anybody in my area that listens to the podcast like I do. And I've been so into them
really,
over yeah, dude. I've been so into them over the past couple of years, and I've been trying to put people on and on and on and on, and I just can't. Not that I can't. I just, people don't listen to podcasts as much as I do, I guess. But to see
for
somebody
sure.
who listens to like the majority of the same ones that I listen to, or at least Chris D'Elia and Brendan Schaub, the fighter and the kid, and all that stuff. So that was dope. I was
Yeah,
like stoked about that.
it was.
Good.
It was. I was gonna say it was kind of weird. Just I didn't expect like I don't know about your tweets, but I was looking back at like just the people who saw my tweet because
Yeah.
if you go back to like where we met, which was that fighter in the the fighter and the kid clip
Yeah.
of
Them crying and
Shab
stuff.
just
They're talking about it. Yeah.
crying and stuff.
That was tough, man.
M- My Twitter or my tweet has reached 20,000 people.
Oh, really? Holy shit.
Yes.
I didn't even. What is that?
I
How do you check that?
if you click on your tweet, it says like view tweets analytics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't done
Yeah,
that.
and I was
That's
just
funny, dude.
curious and
Isn't
I
that
I
insane that
looked at it.
you know what's funny is I feel like if I were to go onto my Twitter and check out the impressions, it would be like 20,000 whatevers and just no likes. That's usually how my life
Oh
goes.
yeah,
Shit, man, that's so embarrassing. But it's all good, dude, whatever. Um
it is what it is.
so yeah, man. For everybody who doesn't know, we linked up on a tweet that was a video of the fighter and the kid, Brian Callen, Brendan Schaub, explaining, the shit that's going down with Chris D'Elia. And dude, yeah, that was. I'm glad we're talking about it now, like while it's still early, because who knows what's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
I
just,
don't know.
it's funky.
Yeah, I talked about it in my solo episode that I did yesterday, and
Oh, really?
my my only just response to it is just if it is true, just shame on him, especially coming from somebody who's just preached on being yourself and just having a good time and stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of hit.
It
It
hits
kind
a
of
little
hurt.
different, it really does. And it's also really tough. I mean, I clearly I imagine you're into comedy a lot and you're obviously a fan of his. So
Oh yeah.
in that aspect, it's like, okay, dude, I got I got one of the main guys that either you or I look up to, which I would imagine it's probably in both cases, and your cousin too.
Hmm.
Like we all look up to him in a way. Like if you're not gonna do comedy, whatever, but you can admire his success and his talent in comedy and stuff like that. So that's all cool and
Hmm.
everything. And it just sucks when you see somebody that has like such an impact and they fuck up along the lines and regardless of everything that's been put out on Twitter, on the internet, whatever, this and that, it's it's tough to see for sure. And if now, I mean, we can also dive into some of the allegations and stuff like that, but just all around in general and in the end, it's a pretty shitty thing to see one of your idols just be accused of sexual misconduct for, getting photos or asking for photos or whatever the fuck he did with like underage chicks. And that's tough, man.
Yeah.
That sucks. And it sucks for his fans and it sucks especially for him and his career forward.
You want to what pissed me off the most about the whole situation
What's that?
was the photos that they used of Chris. They picked every photo that made him look
Like an idiot?
like a like an idiot,
Yeah.
which
I
just pissed
noticed
me
that.
off.
The ones that TMZ posted.
Oh my gosh.
He's like caught
People
off
definitely
guard.
think that he does drugs.
Oh yeah, dude. You know what? I found out recently that he didn't do drugs, and that was insane. Not recently,
You
actually.
didn't know that?
Well, I knew that from the fighter and the kid, but just you know, I I was kind of a early fan of his in a way. I didn't necessarily get too big into him, but I was into him enough where I was watching like Incorrigible and Man on Fire, and then I found out that he didn't do drugs or drink, and I was like, "Whoa, dude, this
Mhm.
guy seems like he's on 24/7, on something at least." You know?
Not only that he doesn't do them, but that he's never done any of them. Yeah, he's stone
Yeah,
cold
dude.
sober.
I know it's crazy, man. Couldn't be me, prior us either. Holy
Yeah,
shit,
I mean, college was something, man. Let me tell you.
dude. So let's for people, I mean, I imagine people that are tuning into this might be the folks from that thread or that might have any
Yeah.
idea about what we're talking about. But if people don't know what we're talking about, Chris D'Elia is obviously one of the biggest comedians in out there right now. He has to deal with Netflix and he's been on a couple shows. And even before I continue, one thing that really pisses me off is seeing these tweets about him being on the show You playing like a pedophile and they're like, "Oh, it turns out he wasn't even acting." And it's like, all right, dude, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. Come on, man. That is so. I mean, who knows, dude? But there's been accusations towards him about um, reaching out to underage girls and like asking for pictures and this and that. And all I gotta say is, dude, like based off of what's on the internet and what I've seen, because believe me, I've checked as far as I
Oh
could,
yeah, me too.
and you know there's no proof of any kind of physical activity that might have gone down. And rather, that aside, whatever he's being accused of, obviously, of him being a 30-year-old talking to a 16-year-old, that's obviously not cool. Like, that shouldn't be a thing,
Mhm.
and people should know that. However, in those screenshots that are on the internet, he acknowledges that they're too young and then doesn't talk or doesn't continue it. And then the one that I've seen also is that they acknowledged their age, he acknowledged how young they were, and then responded like almost a year later. So it's really touchy,
Mhm.
dude. It's a sticky situation for sure.
Yeah. I don't I think at first like when I heard it I was full on like this this can't be true, but then the more that he was silent and just
Yeah,
wasn't saying anything, it just led me to believe that it's true, but I don't think it's I mean it's obviously horrible that he did that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I don't yeah.
is your cousin saying something? I couldn't hear him.
He was just saying that his lawyers are telling him to be quiet, which I don't think it's his lawyers. I think it's just him in general. There's no
Well,
like s-
I was
somebody's.
thinking. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say somebody said, "Do you think he's gonna post a podcast this week?" I was like, "What?
Yeah, no,
No.
no, for sure not.
Why would he do that?"
Yeah. Well, I was thinking a lot about it, and obviously, the only people that have really spoken up about it because of the consistency of their podcast is the fighter and the kid. And they said what they said, and however, I agree with you too. As far as him not saying or not speaking up about it soon, like, or I mean, he spoke to TMZ, but that was a very minor kind of response. And I think his fans kind of deserve a bigger response than what he gave, but obviously he did that to just kind of to just do something at least, not to stay completely silent. But I kind of agree with your cousin where his lawyers are telling him to kind of stay silent a little bit, and uh, I kind of believe that, but at the same time, um, I think right now is just so sensitive of a time for him to really, it's like I said, it's a sticky subject, dude. And he
It
can
is.
I feel like the only reason he's not saying anything right away is because he might have like say he were to respond really soon, he'd be speaking through maybe some kind of emotion. And when you speak through emotion, you're not thinking clearly. So I'm not
Hmm.
sure if maybe he's trying to like script a formal response, which also would be kind of fake in a way, but I think he's just trying to word his response the right way before he really says anything back. And I mean, I get it, but
Hmm.
also, like, this is such a serious topic. You probably should address it fully right when it happens. But, it's easier said than
Hmm.
done because, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like. And I'm not as big of a person as he is. I'm not as famous, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
it's one of those things that this could destroy his career, and that's also another reason why he probably hasn't said anything because he might say the wrong thing, and
Hmm.
that could just that could just fucking be the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's tough, man. It's what do you say?
He said he could end up worse than Louis C.K.
Oh shit. Well, yeah. Oh man. You know what though? I would say this is probably the case at hand is a little worse already because,
Yeah, it definitely
you
is.
know, dealing with underage chicks versus beating off in front of a couple of aged chicks. So nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, dude. It's yeah, it like it sucks. It really does to see one of your guys, or one of our favorite guys, go through something like this. But I'm really curious
Yeah.
about. I'm ultimately curious about what this does to his career. You know.
I
Um.
was when it happened, I was um I was curious on it made me think of the you're probably familiar with the Logan Paul situation. And the
Um.
only reason do you know what I'm the
Are you talking about when he
when he
recorded the
filmed
guy in the dead forest or whatever?
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
me think of that situation and how like the next day he recorded that video of him of that got turned into a meme of him saying he was sorry and stuff.
Whoa, dude.
And I
There's
was
fireworks going off outside my window. Sorry.
no, y'all good. And I was thinking that that I was hoping that he wouldn't just jump on this the next day and just like throw out like a
Like a
half-ass apology.
apology. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think the only way he bounces back from this is if he real I mean, it sounds like his from his TMZ statement that I forgot his exact words, but he said something along the lines of like he knew that he did it, or like I don't even know how
No,
to say
he
that. He
said
said something like,
yeah, no, I know what you're saying. He basically stated that he knows he's done some stuff in his past that people might not agree with and he apologizes for, but every relationship that he's been affiliated with has been both legal and consensual. So,
yeah,
I mean, hey, look, man. I try to go about this argument with an unbiased opinion. Now I say that, but people obviously know that I'm a really big fan of his. They probably by now
hmm
picked up that you're also a really big fan of his, and
for sure.
we could both say that sure we're going about this conversation with an unbiased perspective, but at the end of the day we both look up to the guy. We're both big fans of his. He's inspired us to do this podcast, our both of our podcasts, and
Yeah.
at some point we might be in his favor a bit, and it might come off as that way. But ultimately, you and I both know that what he's being accused of is terrible and should not be happening. So
It's
let's just
awful.
let's just get that out of the way. However,
Yeah, for sure.
it's and also just to throw out there as well, the whole calling out culture. I mean, hey, look, dude, if you've been assaulted in any way, you should feel that you can call out because it's obviously it's not. I hate to use the word trending, but it's a. I really hate to use this word trending, but it's a trend right
hmm
now, and rightfully so.
It
I
is.
think I think that if you've been assaulted, you should be calling people out because those people should either fucking facing the repercussions that they deserve, and they should be held accountable and this and that. It's just tough to see
hmm
one of your guys, one of the guys you look up to, and yeah, man, it's hard to see where it's gonna go. It really is. But in
Yeah,
his statement, it was kind of, I don't want to say it was a half-assed apology, but it kind of was, and I think. You know what? I would rather hear that than to not hear anything 2 days later being today. So,
that's that's true.
yeah.
Speaking of it being a trend, not to switch the topics off of Chris, but did you see who got canceled today?
No, who?
The Baby Driver character,
Ansel?
Ansel Ansel Adams. Yeah,
No
he
way,
got
dude. What did this
he
guy
got
do?
canceled today, dude. He
What?
so supposedly, from what I read, was
Dude,
he
Fault in Our Stars, dude. Breaking our
out of
hearts.
out of out of any person that I thought that would get canceled, he was on the bottom tier list for me.
Oh,
I
for
thought he was
sure,
like
dude.
the
Come
precious
on.
dude. But
Damn.
supposedly he like forced a 17-year-old to have sex with him and
Jesus
stuff.
Christ. Yeah.
So
Fuck, dude. I
yeah.
mean, hey, you know what though? You know what I gotta say about that guy? Fuck him, because I don't even care about him, dude. His movies suck. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. So when somebody when somebody gets mad at us if they're hearing this and they're like, why are they so biased towards Chris D'Elia? It's because we're fans and like it hurts seeing somebody that you care about, and especially somebody if you don't listen to his podcast and stuff. The
Yeah.
dude literally preaches just being yourself
Yeah.
and having a
Having a
silly
silly
goose
goose
time.
time, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Fist bump the fucking camera. That is so sick. We said at
For
the same
real.
time. No, you know what,
S-
dude?
s-
It is. And you know what argument I really hate about shit when you're trying to back up like celebrities and stuff. And not even that he's like the biggest celebrity, but he's a celebrity. What I hate that
mhm,
people say is, oh, dude, that guy doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't even know who you are. Sure, of course not. But you know what, dude? The reason I listen to podcasts ultimately is because I like to feel like I'm a part of some kind of community. You know what I mean?
yep.
Like we listen to podcasts and we're like in our cars listening and just laughing by ourselves, but we're laughing with them. It's like we feel like we're a part of something. And that's what I'm trying to tell people about podcasts that are so dope because like
Mhm,
especially during corona, like we don't get to see our friends as much, or maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. I personally I haven't. A lot of my friends don't live around here. But
mhm,
um it's really dope to be listening to podcasts because you feel like you're involved in something, and like some kind of circle or whatever. And when you see one of the main guys that you listen to get in trouble, it's like, fuck, man. That's like it's almost like, obviously he's not my friend, but it's almost like seeing one of your best friends just fucking tank. And that's how the response from Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen affected them, because that's one of their best friends, and that guy was the funniest guest on their podcast, and now he is on the verge
mhm.
of losing his career. So, yeah,
You want
good.
you want to know what something that just hit me that I can't believe I didn't think about this is if his opener Mike has
Ooh, Mike Lenoci, yeah.
said anything. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Ooh,
I I didn't think about that. I didn't because I actually I think I looked at it first when it first came out and he was
yeah.
silent, and I don't know if he's said anything now
See, what's interesting
because
about that is
yeah.
is when Brendan and Brian were talking about it, they were saying that they don't know how he acted on the road because they don't tour with him,
Yeah.
which raises, now that you said that, which I never even thought of, so props to you, is pretty fishy because he tours with them obviously.
Yeah.
So fuck man. But I mean, I'll say this. He was accused of that recently, and it came out, or that happened 10 years ago. So,
Mhm.
and I mean, he just had a kid. I would imagine somewhere within the 10 years, maybe things change and he stopped being a lurk, but who knows? I don't know. But, now that you point that out, Mike being
Mhm.
silent just kind of for sure raises some eyebrows, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
Eh, I also don't like the argument. I don't know if you've heard this one of just like I mean, he should know like not to do that.
Yeah,
But I think
for
there's
sure.
also something that comes when you become famous, when every single person who's not a celebrity becomes a yes man, especially with
Yeah,
girls, especially when you're good looking.
yeah.
So I'm not saying I'm not using that as a defense for him, but I'm sure having your because I mean Chris has talked about not being very popular at all, and then to him being
Oh yeah,
one of the
dude.
best comedians
His
out
his
there.
career went from 0 to 100. I mean, it might have not seemed like it did, but it almost kind of did. So,
Yeah,
but I mean, I we can both agree that's no excuse.
yeah,
You
no,
know, and I get what you're saying about, I mean, look, man, as as the first person who accused him of this has every right to put him on blast. I'm just curious as
Hmm.
to why it happened. And I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm really not trying to be. But not just with Chris D'Elia, but multiple celebrities. Like they get put on blast from shit that they did 10 years ago. Kevin Hart doing the Oscars, put on blast for posting a tweet about gay stuff, and he's not able to do the Oscars anymore. Like shit like that gets
Hmm.
dug up on celebrities, and I I almost, you know what? I don't know why, but I almost feel like it's just a way for people to try and it's just outrage culture, call out culture, really. Not outrage, but
It
call out
really is.
culture. And, like I was just listening on Joe Rogan today, like the world is not what it the world today as we know it is not what it was 10 years ago. Like think about the
No.
movie Tropic Thunder. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, playing blackface. And no one gave a
Yeah.
fuck. Nobody gave a shit. And no one still to
Well,
this day is talking shit about it. He's still Iron Man. He's still like a great
for
actor.
sure.
And no one's talking shit about it. So it's like, where's the line, you know? And
Hmm.
now,
Well,
granted, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, the recent one that got brought up as blackface is Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah,
Or
doing the
yeah,
Chris Tucker thing. Yeah. Wait,
yeah.
that was him, or was it Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon?
Dude, I get them mixed up.
I
It was
think it was,
definitely Fallon.
yeah, Jimmy Fallon, I think. But still, either
Yeah.
way, two white guys, whatever, doing blackface.
Yeah.
God damn, man. You know what though? I've been seeing on Twitter a bunch of people doing blackface, and I'm just like, fuck, dude. How long does that take to wash off? Because I don't want to do that shit, dude. I'm never doing that.
Yeah.
It's so
No.
ridiculous. Nah, but yeah, dude. It's one of those things that I feel like, and I'm not speaking in terms of sexual misconduct with underage girls. I'm not talking about this at all right now, what I'm about to say. But I think that a lot of people who are super successful in the entertainment business or whatever, uh at some point somebody on the internet is going to go dig deep on anything that they do on Twitter, Facebook, every kind of
Oh
social
yeah,
media, and they're just going to dig up dirt for absolutely no reason, you know?
for sure.
And I think
It's
all of us have said shit within the past 10 years that would probably get us all in trouble. So, you know what I mean?
the world's a like some of the stuff you could say 5 years ago, you can't say now.
I would say probably 90% of it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean,
It's insane,
it's
dude. It really is. But
yeah,
that's just the
I
world that
don't
we
know.
live in now, and that's the world that we got to adjust to. So,
Oh yeah.
oh man, I gotta say, my favorite bit that he did was my all. I don't know about my all time, but my most recent one is from No Pain. It was the one with the shoulder strap Supreme bag when he's saying
Oh
like,
yeah.
and the guys that wear the shoulder strap, hey, fuck you, dude. That shit made me laugh so damn hard, dude. Oh my god. Here we are laughing over Chris Leah. He's the fucking most popular problem of the world right now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I
It's
don't know.
hilarious.
I mean,
Yeah,
huh?
what's your favorite one?
Nah, I don't probably is this your crocodile?
Shit. Yo. That's awesome, dude. Fuck. That's a solid one. My favorite my one of my other favorite ones is his impression of Keanu Reeves. That one's great. That was on
Oh,
it's
you,
spot on.
you, the one bit that never caught fire that I thought was hilarious. It was during he had like a 30-minute special where he did the this is
Comedians of the
probably
world.
this just bring more flame to him, but the dude the Stephen King bit or not was it not Stephen King the freaking
Which one? I
dude
can't
I'm
think.
gonna lose my mind because I just forgot the guy in the wheelchair
Yeah,
who's a
that's Stephen. Oh,
scientist
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking. The Stephen Hawking bit that he
Yeah.
did was
Wait,
hilarious.
what was that one on? I can't remember that one.
That was on his 30-minute special where
The Comedians of the World,
he
the
said like
Netflix one.
something, yeah,
I gotta
where
watch
he
it.
said
I gotta
something along the
rewatch it.
lines of like rolling on the floor laughing unless you're
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
Damn,
Yeah,
dude, that's funny. I gotta have rewatched that one. I can't remember that one. Holy shit.
yeah,
So, do you guys have all right, well, I think we pretty much touched enough base on Chris D'Elia. What do you think? As far
yeah.
as as
I
far
mean,
as accusations and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah. I just
I think lastly what I'll say is um and you can chime in too. I just obviously it sucks, whatever. But hey, look, if it's true, he deserves everything that's coming to him. I'll just say that. As much as
yeah.
I love the guy, dude, what he did is not right, and nobody should be doing this and that. But what I will say is, uh, people are really throwing around the term grooming all over Twitter, and
Hmm.
maybe that's okay. Maybe it is. However, grooming in a sense is when you know somebody, you trust them, and you love them in a way or whatever, not like a fan, but like somebody that you've known for your life or known throughout your life, and over time they groom you to do whatever that will lead to a sexual act or whatever. So I
Hmm.
don't think that's the correct word. A sense of I mean, it is a sense of manipulation, but like, I don't know, man. I think, and there's people throwing out throwing out scenarios where like he's blackmailed girls with their nudes to hook up with them, and like that might be a thing, but like I haven't seen any screenshots of that stuff. So if you're gonna say that,
Yeah,
back it up. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking on both
for
sides of the
sure.
fence. Like if that's true, great. Send him in to Twitter or put him on blast. Do it. And then he'll face those repercussions like he should, like anybody should. But if
Hmm.
if nothing's there to back it up, then I mean, you can say it, but why should anybody believe you? And there's going to be people that believe them. Trust me. Like, people believe anything they see on Twitter. And
Yeah.
if you're going to say something, if you're going to accuse somebody of something, make sure you have proof. Not saying that I'm trying to back him up, but especially if you want justice for whatever he did, you got to have proof, obviously. And
Hmm.
um, yeah, man. I mean, it sucks, and that's that for me. So
Yeah. I mean, that's you pretty much summed it all up. If it's true, shame on him. He deserves
yeah,
it.
for sure, 100%.
And and if it's true, but to the extent of where it's not as bad as what everyone's saying, I I hope that
Bounce
he
back.
takes this as just like a like don't. I mean, he's already fucked up, but just like
Yeah.
take it as a learning point and maybe just back off with some of the things that he does for right now and just focus on not being a creep, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though it's 10 years ago, but
Yeah, but
yeah.
that shit like that doesn't get forgotten.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Um yeah, I mean, and for everybody listening, how about you just focus on people your own age?
Yeah,
Don't be a
for
lark.
real.
I wanted to ask you while we're doing this, you're obviously a fan of comedy. Have you ever thought about doing comedy even for fun?
Yeah, so what's the thing that holds me back from doing comedy, and it surprising enough it doesn't hold me back from podcasting, is that I have a speech impediment, which you probably heard like throughout this.
Who cares?
So, huh?
Who cares? You got that, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing, but it's something that's like not, I don't want to say held me back like my whole life, but it's something that bothers me. So it's just like getting over that hump. I
Yeah.
mean, seeing the community tonight at the improv that I went to gives me a little bit more hope that, like, I mean, no one judged anybody. There was some
Oh,
god awful jokes,
I'm sure. Yeah.
and everyone just clapped and
Well,
stuff.
you know
So
why, dude?
I've
You know why people do. Sorry to interrupt you, but I just gotta say this. You know why people applaud even the people that suck is because it takes balls to get up there, and you going
it
up
does,
there
it
is just
does.
like you're just telling the people in the crowd like I'm doing this, and you're sitting there. So what's good, dude?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But
So
yeah, no,
I
I
get it
want
though.
to. No.
Yeah, yeah. I can see like, does um does like having a bit of nervousness add to that a little bit? Like, do you think that your speech impediment kicks in a little more when you might be like nervous?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Um, from eh, any when I was in high school and stuff, or just I had to do like a presentation in college and stuff,
Hmm.
it would get so much worse. Like when I'm with my friends and stuff, you can't even tell that I have it. But as
Yeah,
soon as I go in front of people and I know that I'm being judged, and I don't know if it's I guess I'll have to try in open mic, but I don't know if it's just being in a community where people know me. So like
yeah.
then if I screw up, they'll laugh at me, or I'll get shit after class or something like that.
No,
But it definitely does. It definitely does and make
it's.
it
I
worse,
mean,
and
shit,
it's
dude.
definitely all in your head.
Oh
So
yeah. And look, dude, it's. I've only ever done one 5 minute set, and that was the longest 5 minutes. I said this earlier, and dude, it's nerve wracking. It's nerve wracking, but you know what, man? Like, if you plan to do it and you do it,
mhm,
once you step off the stage, a fucking boulder is lifted off of your shoulders. It's so crazy, and you feel so good about yourself. And
mhm.
surprisingly, the first time I did, I actually did pretty well, and I was like stoked about it, and it was dope. And when I was done, I was like, all right, I'm good. And the last time I did it was in December, so it's been 6 months since I fucking did it. But there's a lot of the place like where I live, there's not very many open mics, so it's really tough to find like a spot where I can do one. San Francisco is like
For sure.
45 minutes away from me, so getting there during the week, which is only when open mics happen. Open mics, because I would like
During the week?
yeah, during the week, because like what I've heard through the grapevine is clubs don't really want to do open mics on Friday nights when people are like looking for a night out. You know what I mean? Like
That's true.
they don't want to like have people go to their club, see a shitty open mic, and then just not go back to their club. So it makes sense, but it's
Yeah,
also it's
that's
it's
true.
tough. But I would say do it, man. You really just got to do it. And listening to Rogan just really pushed me over the edge. I listened to an episode with him and I think Donnell Rawlings, and I literally I booked my spot down in L.A. and
Yeah.
it was sick, dude. You just got to do it.
Where'd you go in LA?
Um. Oh, dude, it's actually hella sad. I went to this place called Bert's Backroom, and it's like a really small open mic spot. So
Mhm.
very very intimate. And um, I th- I went there and I did my thing. Do you know the podcast Going Deep with Chad and JT?
I do not.
Okay, so they're a couple of SoCal guys, and they have like a really, they're like bros, but they're hilarious. They're like all about stoke and fucking making sure that you keep a fucking positive lifestyle and stuff like that. They're really cool, but
For sure.
I was a fan of theirs, and I messaged one of them, and I saw, so when you sign up, there was like a roster of who was going at what time, and they were in hour frames. So he was in the hour before I was. So when I got there, I was like there and I saw he was there. So I waited out the door. I met him and
Mhm.
I did this little, and it was cool. Like it was a cool little exchange. And then I did this at like a really small open mic club. And dude, they just closed down. They closed the place down because of COVID. They couldn't afford to keep the place. So it's sad. But
Dang, that is
you
very
literally
sad.
could just sign up. You got to pay $5, but that's not a big deal. $5 for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And yeah, it was cool, man. But it was sad to see that that place closed down. So
Yeah, dang.
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I think tonight there was maybe 30 people there. 40?
That's pretty good, dude. They did karaoke.
Yeah, we had to share with the karaoke. There's this dude that so the karaoke guys. There was probably like a group of like 10 or 15 of them, and
Nice.
they're getting sick and tired of the comedy. And
Oh
we watched
yeah.
this dude sing this song. It was a freestyle about his fourth baby mama.
Oh
And I'll tell you
Jesus.
what, it was the funniest thing,
Oh,
the second funniest thing I saw the whole night.
was it funny because it was bad, or it was funny because it was facts and like good?
It was funny because it was so out there and just like shouldn't be happening, but it was happening.
This guy didn't give a fuck about anything that people would think about him. That's hilarious. What a legend.
Yeah, his singing voice was hilarious too, and he was dressed in a gold genie outfit.
No way, dude. What a
Yeah,
lurk.
Milwaukee's crazy.
Damn, dude. How so everything over there seems to be opening, huh? Or was it you said it wasn't really ever shut down?
I mean, no, it was. It was shut down good for two 2 months, 3 months,
Nice.
and
I mean,
our
not nice,
governor
but
just like opened it up. So the governor, like I think it was April 27th
yeah.
was when our um our lockdown was done.
Mhm.
So it got called back like a week before. Like the governor was like, okay, we're just gonna let things go out. So that it got let out on a Thursday. That Thursday night, there was people drinking.
Oh shit.
Wisconsin people don't care. They're
They were just
we go
like
we go to a
they're just like at the bars.
yeah. They
Damn.
really don't care.
Shit, dude.
Like it's the only place I wear a mask
Hold on.
unless I have to.
So you guys shut down in April.
Or I don't remember the actual day. All I know is I was locked down for like
Okay. Cuz in
2 months or
California,
3 months.
yeah, dude, it's been 3 months for me like 2 days ago. And well, I'm back at work now finally, but I we closed down on March 16th, which was well, that was the day that I my work closed down. So, I
Hmm.
think the weekend before things were starting to close, and I went out to the bars that weekend, and it was a ghost town. I think everybody was just fucking spooked about it. So, it was interesting, man. It was one of those things where everybody was just caught with their pants down, and like I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know when things are going to start opening up officially or when people are going to start feeling safe, but especially after all these protests, man, I think cases are going up, but don't quote me on that. I'm not factually sure, but we'll
I
see.
think I think the cases are yeah
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. And I honestly, to be complete, dude,
yeah
to be completely honest, I would not mind and not that I want people to get the fucking virus or anything, but I wouldn't mind being on quarantine again. The first day back at work, I was like, dude, I'm ready to be back on quarantine. I was not ready to be out to work again. She was a drag.
yeah. I like working from home a lot more than actually being in the office.
Yeah. Shit, man. Did you guys have any plans for the summer that just got postponed?
Not no, not really. I mean, I'm just trying to make money so I can move out. So,
Yeah. Oh, dude, you got to move out, dude. Best move ever. I
dude, that's what I'm
swear.
saying. But like, it's just like I don't know if I want to continue being in Milwaukee or if I want to go spread my wings somewhere
Well, I'll
else.
say this, dude.
So
California, expensive as fuck. So just be aware of that. It's not cheap here.
California would be dope for me to end up. I love California. I've been out there so many times.
Yeah. It's a great
I
place to be,
I could
just so expensive to live.
I could see myself being like that fits the type of lifestyle that I want to live, but if it wasn't so expensive. And I can't tell going because I talk a lot in my podcast, the 10 episodes that I've done, that like I want to do comedy, but after tonight, I think I still want to, but I think growing a podcast is more prevalent to me
Yeah.
now than actually
I feel it, dude.
wanting to do comedy.
Yeah, you know what? I can really agree with you on that one because I really did want to do comedy and I still do. Like over the quarantine, dude, I've written so much material, so much. And
Hmm.
some of it might be hack, but some of it's, you know, if I find the right wording and stuff like that, it could turn out to be something, but it's
For
like
sure.
the freedom and effortlessness on podcasting is just like a different level. Like
Oh yeah.
especially because I'm such a dumbass and I like to just talk out of my ass. It's so much more fun
Mm.
it's so
For
much more
sure.
fun to talk on a podcast, and it's so much more free and you're free to say whatever you want and you don't have to worry about timing, you don't have to worry about articulating something to get across to a crowd and stuff like that. I mean, maybe you want to do that on a podcast, but it's not anywhere in comparison to stand-up comedy. So that's why I really like it. And I guess this will be my 27th episode and
Oh dang.
it's been fun, dude. It's been real. It's been like a game changer. It's been really good. So I would say to keep doing your podcast for sure, weekly. Don't take a break.
Yeah, that's no, the I haven't taken a break yet,
Yeah.
and I mean some of my episodes have been garbage, like god
Oh,
awful,
so have mine.
but
So have mine for sure.
but I think it's just like a learning curve and just putting it out, and like I like the whole like marketing aspect of like making a podcast and
Yeah, it's
creating
fun.
social media stuff.
It's fun to do something
Yeah.
different, you know, especially because you created yours during quarantine, right?
Yeah, I've the first podcast I listened to was Joe Rogan, and that was like 4 to 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to comedy podcasts like daily for the past 4 or 5 years. And I was going through like I would like last year around this time I was like, oh, I'm gonna become a streamer because I was prevalent into watching Fortnite stuff. And then that kind
Ah,
of
you're
died down, and I figured out that
Fortnite king, dude. Man,
yeah, the
nice,
Fortnite
dude.
stuff, seeing
I
Ninja and everybody
never,
just making
dude. I
bank.
never got into Fortnite. I couldn't. I'm not into those.
You're lucky
Yeah. I'm not into those like too animated games. You know, I'm into like realistic
for
Call of
sure.
Duty shit. Um,
Yeah,
but I feel you, dude. Yeah, I listened to Joe Rogan quite a while back, and then I still wasn't fully into podcasts, and then once I got into my job, I had so much time to listen to music, so I was like, maybe I'll just listen. Maybe I'll try and learn shit while I'm working. So then I started listening to Rogan, and then it branched me out to like
yep,
Tom Segura, everybody really, and then that's where it started. And then here we are, episode 27 of my podcast and episode 10 of yours. So it's sick.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's fun, man. It's a game changer, and all we can
It
do is
really
just
is.
keep doing. Keep on keeping on.
Yeah,
Um, well, shit, man. I don't want to keep you up too long, but it's 10:30 for me. I'm probably gonna pass out soon. So this was dope,
yeah, it's
dude.
12:30 for me.
Yeah, dude. Oh, so it is 3 hours. It was 2 hours. So you're 2 hours ahead.
2 hours. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good shit. Well, you know what? I think we touched base on pretty much everything that, unless you have anything else that you want to talk about.
Nah, just check out our podcast.
Hell yeah. If you're still
We
listening,
we
by the
create
way,
dopes.
check out Chris's
Yeah,
podcast. Check out my podcast if you're listening on his. Um, this is fun, dude, and this is only the beginning of the road. So keep on doing your thing,
yeah,
man. We're gonna be in touch for sure. So
yeah, for sure.
and we'll
I'm
talk
down to
after
create
this.
things like this too. Like we
Hell
could
yeah,
just talk
man,
about comedy whenever
dude, for
or
sure.
whatever.
Especially because we found out how easy this is. I thought this whole recording situation was gonna be a nightmare, but it's not at all.
Yeah, same
Well,
for
fuck, man.
sure.
Good shit, man. Hey, good to meet you too, by the way, and your cousin Joe. I'll see you later, man.
Yeah. See you later,
Good
man.
shit. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Or I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. See
All
you
right,
guys
bro.
later, man.
Later.